You can take it away in three, two, one.
Hello. As mentioned, guys, my name's DNK. My community affectionately calls me Dank, so you guys can call me that. We're playing SD The Great Battle. It's an early SNES platformer, only released in Japan. Stars Kamen Rider, stars Ultraman, stars Gundam. A lot of fun, pretty easy run, and we got the no special weapons, so it's gonna be a run, guys. So we're gonna take it away in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. So first level is what's fun about the no special weapons route as opposed to our normal any percent route. You're going to see each of the characters in this game. So we start off as Ultraman, but we're going to change immediately to Gundam because Gundam has the fastest on-land speed. So I'm going to be using a lot of Gundam and mostly the other guys when I need to fight bosses or mini-bosses, something like that. So first level is just a whole lot of jumps. That's a little enemy that you can fight right there, but he is optional. And really I'm just taking all these corners nice and tight. Make sure that I don't get hit. If you get hit, your attack animation will slow by about 50%, which is not good in a speedrun. First guy up, we have King Joe, and I'm going to use Ultraman to take care of King Joe. Pretty easy there, just needs 4 shots from Ultraman's beam, and you're all set. So, back to Gundam on these platforms again. And right here, getting hit is not a huge deal. Health is not a big concern in most of this game. Level 3, it becomes a concern. Level 3 is the scariest level of the game with this particular category, so we'll see how that one goes. Riding on over here, we're going to go meet Kingosaurus, and again, switch over to Ultraman. He does the most damage. In his levels, each level in this game is divided up by what hero you should be using. So level 1, you should be using Ultraman to do the most damage. Level 2, we're going to be switching over to Kamen Rider to do all the fights. And level 3, we're going to be doing Gundam. And it kind of rotates like that.
Well, we're doing a lot of jumping. Will it be a good time to jump to some donation?
Go on, yeah.
So we got a $20 donation from Ripper saying, "Greetings from Australia. Great viewing experience, even all the way across the world. Keen for my favorite pitfalls soon." And Avasam gave $10. I'm starting up the polls. $10 toward Nicole because she's the best in my opinion. So Avasam is gonna run the pitfall game right next, and it's gonna be there's a bid war for that right now for the chosen of the costume.
Nice. Oh man, Pitfall brings back some memories for me. That's for sure. So we're on the pyramid right now. Again, we're using Gundam to travel the overworld, but we're going to switch over to Kamen Rider right here to take out Cobra Otoko. He's going to shoot out his snake. I'm going to jump over it because he's a bum. Switch back to Gundam, and we just move. We're just flying. We're actually flying pretty well through this level right now. So again, we're just going to be trying to minimize damage, try to weave our way in and out. Get rid of these Shocker Knights if we need to, but no big deal. Jump over this one. We're going to take damage there. That's fine. Switch back over to Kamen Rider, and we're going to use him for almost the rest of this level. One more switch over to Gundam. One more switch, but just give him the big boot. Give him the Das Boot. Alright, Kame Bazooka is no big deal. No big deal. Kick him in the face, switch over to Gundam, and we're going to head on over. We got one more mini-boss, and then we've got Bone Fighter. Now, with this game, as I mentioned, we do have Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Gundam. The objective of this game is to save your alter egos. So as soon as I get through to Bone Fighter here, you're going to see Kamen Rider V3, and he is going to be... he's going to be useful for me a little bit later in the game. In the any percent route, he's got this awesome bike that he rides, this Hurricane. I believe it's called the Hurricane. So you're going to see that in the any percent. In this game, you're not going to see that because I can't use it in no special weapons. But we will use him in the boss rush at the end of the game. A few boots to Bone Fighter. 1 and 1, 2, 3. Switch over to Gundam. No problem. And we got our Kamen Rider counterpart. And level 2 is done, guys. Level 2 is done.
And we got another donation.
Beautiful.
Manix86 gave $10. Hey buddy, good luck with your SD run, and remember to perform my strategy, which I've never actually achieved myself. 10 more bucks to my never-ending crush for Sailor Mercury.
Thanks, Manix. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll be seeing that strategy in one more level. Right now, we've got to get through. This is easily the hardest level of the no special weapons route. This is the first level where health is really a concern. If I were to take a death on this level, there's a high probability that I do a controlled game over to make sure that I can finish in under the projected time. But right now, it's looking okay. I didn't take a whole lot of damage in that fight. It wasn't a clean fight, those two Gaz Knights, but I did not take a lot of damage, and as long as I'm not falling off these platforms or getting pushed off the platforms, I should be okay. We got Charzaku coming up over here as soon as we jump over these platforms, over these bad guys. And we'll take care of Charzaku by just standing still and shooting bullets at him. So he's going to say some things, and I'm going to say, I don't care what you have to say, and take my bullets. Beautiful. Beautiful. So these platforms that are coming on, the hitboxes on them are kind of wonky. There's times when you're jumping and you're thinking that you are going to land on these things, and you'll just fall down into the pit. And the big penalty for that is you will lose about a fifth of your health bar if you fall down into the pit. So we're going to try to avoid that at all costs, especially on this level. You just can't afford it. You can't afford it. Right now we got Quibbly. And Quibbly's a bum. Just sit back here, 17 shots with the cannon, and all set. That hit at the end that I took isn't great, but my health is still about 2/3. We should be okay. We should be okay. And I've got to mention too, the music in this game is something else for an early SNES game, for early SNES title. Not too bad. Especially Gundam's theme, which you hear most often. But right now we got Zeong. Zeong has two forms. First, we got his whole body. So we're going to shoot him 11 times in the body, and then his body will explode and his head starts flying around. And then he'll take 12 shots on the head. But that fight can be pretty scary, especially if you're low health. As you see, I entered with 2/3 of my health, and I'm leaving with about 1/3. So if you take too many hits during that level, then the fight against Zeong is pretty scary. But Manix, we got that level coming up for you, buddy. I'll get that early platform.
Which he never accomplished.
Which he never did himself. And to be honest, we knew when. So I learned about this game from Teleo1, another great speedrunner, good friend of mine, and who actually just yesterday achieved the professional speedrun world record for ActRaiser. So let's give it up for him. But we knew that this platform on this particular part of the stage could spawn early if you kill these alien guts in a particular order, a very specific order. So, but we didn't know how or why, or because the game wants you to kill both of those guys to make that platform spawn. So one day I'm sitting in bed and I'm thinking, how do we make that thing spawn? So we discovered that there were 9 different patterns that these guys will fly in, and they'll disappear together and then reappear somewhere on the other part of the platform. So we knew that to be the case. So I drew that out, and I thought, okay, if you kill one of them, and you can determine which one, that platform will always spawn. Then one day I'm thinking, well, what if we're able to get an early hit on one of them, and can make it so that we can more easily determine which guy to kill. So as you see with a lot of these bosses, I will try to get an early shot before I trigger dialogue, like right here, and then I trigger dialogue. So I was able to do that with the alien guts, trigger the right side one to teleport slower, and we discovered that the platform would appear if we killed that one first. So we can ignore the other alien guts. We don't have to worry about 15 seconds fighting on that platform. and it's a huge time save. Crystal Dragon right here, this was a rough fight to learn, and right now he's not being too kind, but that fight took a lot of practice to really route out properly on how to kill him, especially in the no special weapons route. The any percent route, Gundam has these rockets that just wreck everything in sight. But not being able to use that, you have to figure out which character does the most damage to each boss and mini-boss and all that. So routing out the kill for Crystal Dragon, it was just a lot of what position can I be in and how many times before, you know, I have to move. So we went through about 3 or 4 different iterations of the most optimal fight before we finally settled on the one that you saw, which I still screwed up, but what are you going to do? Right now we got Spider-Man. Kamen Rider is just going to kick him in the face. And there is a little trick right here that I discovered. Let's see if I can get it. Nope. If I jump behind the guy in the doorway there, Commander Hell, I believe is his name, then you can skip that dialogue trigger. It's not 100%. I think it's a 1 or 2 pixel window that you have to fall into to be able to skip that trigger, and I missed that trigger this time. So really, all it did for me right now was delay my time. Usually what it will do, you have all these different characters that you can gain into your party that are not the main characters. They're called options in this game, and all they really do is cause a lot of lag, and in a run you just don't want lag, so we try to avoid that as much as possible. Luckily, for some reason, he did not appear behind me after I collected him, so we'll call that a small miracle.
So you didn't succeed to avoid the dialogue, but you avoid the...
But I avoided the lag, so we'll take 6 of one, half dozen of another. Right now we got Apollo Geist, and Apollo Geist is the biggest troll in this game. Worst fight. We'll see him again. We've got some refights later in the game, and if there's ever a point where this run is going to die, not today. Today this run will not die. But if I'm doing PB attempts, world record attempts, anything like that, Apollo is the guy that's going to kill runs. He is the guy that's going to kill runs.
Well, it's out of the way now.
He's out of the way right now. There is one more fight with him, but we'll be safe enough that we don't have to worry about a game over or anything like that. So we're gonna be just fine, you guys. We're gonna be just fine. Next fight, this level's very, very short. This is Debide, and he's just kind of a big mech robot guy who is put together with bits and pieces of Night Gundam, which is not fun because we like Night Gundam. We like Gundam, we like Night Gundam. So to know that he is just taking bits and pieces of one of our buddies and gluing them essentially onto his body, well, he needs to go for that. So we are going to rescue Night Gundam right here. And I'll tell you what, that was actually a really good fight. That's a difficult fight to get down properly because his movement is very erratic. And he will shoot out some nuts and bolts from his body, and it's hard to tell when he's going to do it. There's 2 or 3 different patterns he follows, and you know, oftentimes you're just guessing when he's going to throw something or when he's going to just charge at you. So not an easy fight, but if you can get behind him and just start wailing on him, then it's not too bad. So now we get the refights, guys. We're going to see Zatan again, we're going to see Apollo Geist again, and we're going to see Zeong again. So I hope you guys like these big bads from the major universes here. We also get to see Night Gundam, which normally in this route, again, if I'm doing, you know, grinds for PBs or grinds to improve record, you're not going to see Night Gundam. Today, just for you guys, just for you, we are going to see Night Gundam in the final fight because we have to. We just rescued him. Why not use him? That way we'd use all 6 of our characters. Yeah, you guys can see what I'm talking about with Apollo right here. He's fast, he's obnoxious, and the shield that he throws out just does a ton of damage. So, not a fun fight, especially if you're on pace.
I just want to take a moment to remind people, if you don't mind, that we have still $6,000 not a bid war, but milestone for Mario Kart Wii that is coming up at the end of the morning. So keep donating.
And the incentive in question is category extension, which will modify the run and the way the game is being played. And the bid war that's actually going to happen if this milestone is met is already active, so you can already pick what you want to see happen in the run, and it goes towards the milestone as well. 2 for 1.
Nice. Nice. I'll tell you what, guys, we are actually on pace. We are on pace. Not anymore because we're using Night Gundam, so but we are going to get very, very close to record time here. It's not going to be a new PB, not going to be a new world record, but you guys are seeing something special right now. You will take a death or 2 intentionally on this fight. You're really just trying to mash his face. That's all you got. Now, we are going to finish under 15:30. Guys, record is 15:24. So we brought it back from... I have been timing myself, but we were 11 seconds over time here, and we brought it back to within 3 seconds of world record. So a lot of fun. I love this game very much, guys. It's an easy run to learn. If you're interested, shoot myself a message, shoot Telio1 a message, or if you check on SRC, speedrun.com, then we do have a Discord. So go on in there, pop in. We've got lots of notes. We got a Discord. I'd love to teach you guys this run. We do need new people because we're learning new tech, and I think that we can get these times down about 30 seconds, but we need help. So that's SD the Great Battle, guys. My name's Dank. It's been wonderful getting to know you. It's been wonderful chatting with you. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. We got, Sailor Moon up next, I believe?
Yep,
Yes, we do.
Awesome.
Brady Soldier, Sailor Moon with the Octopeden and Fizztastic. Thank you very much, DNK. And we're going for a little transition. We'll be back in a moment.